All right, everyone. Well, welcome. Just want to let you all know we're waiting for a few students, and then we'll get started. In the meantime, enjoy whatever you're drinking or eating while you're watching this presentation. Just going to give it a few more minutes. All right, I'll give it one last minute and then we'll go ahead and get started with the introductions of myself as well as Enrique. Come on in, everybody. We haven't started yet. We know how it is, internet issues, having trouble logging in. So no worries, we haven't started. All right, so I'm gonna get started now. My name is Shelby like the Mustangs, don't like Piedra if you speak Spanish. And I am the Admissions and Career Services Coordinator at the Honors College. Just a little bit about myself. I did graduate from Johnny Ferguson Senior High School in 2014. I am sure there are many of you Ferguson graduates. Yes, Mr. Badal's chemistry class would make me cry. That makes me a true Falcon, I guess you would say. And I did go ahead and go to Miami-Dade College for my first 2 years because my SAT scores didn't quite cut it for FIU. But I did go ahead and turn it around and get a 4.0 GPA from Miami-Dade. Went ahead and went to FIU and graduated from FIU's Honors College in May of 2018 with my degree in psychology. And I'm now currently pursuing my master's in public administration with a focus in finance, contract management, and public procurement. How psychology goes into that, I'll never know. And then my colleague here, Enrique, will go ahead and introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Enrique. I'm the program coordinator at the Honors College. So you're going to see me a lot. I hope to see all of your faces here in the fall. So I basically take care of our student organizations, our programming, our volunteering. I graduated from FIU also in 2018, and I was a communication arts major. So I'm really excited to be here today. Oh, also, I will be answering the questions in the Q&A chat. Okay, so if you have some questions, make sure to submit them in the Q&A little tab below. We're going to either answer them in the typed in like the little answer tab, or we're going to answer them live. So if you don't see your question answered, we're going to answer it either in the presentation or at the end. Okay.
Thank you so much, Enrique. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you, like Enrique mentioned, if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and shoot us a question. But let's get started. So FIU is Honors College, right? That's why we're all here. So the Honors College is the best of both worlds because you're not only a student in your major, you're also a student in the Honors College. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we like to say when you join the Honors College, you're experiencing the difference. And that is because there's about, I believe, 56,000 undergraduate students at FIU and only about 2,500 honor students at FIU. With that said, you have the benefits of a large state research institution that FIU has to offer, as well as that small family-style college that FIU Honors can offer you. So you're going to experience this difference and enhance your undergraduate education by joining honors. This slideshow is divided into 3 sections. We have academic excellence, the honors community, as well as the benefits and opportunities within the honors college. So the honors college courses are known as seminars. Why are they called seminars? Because seminars engage in back and forth conversation. Most classes, you're kind of just sitting there, you're also paying attention to the professor or the teacher, and you're not really giving your input. In the honors college, we encourage your input and your ideas and your input. And basically the courses will help you develop critical and creative thinking. They are courses that content or complement any major or interest. So life is not just about your major, in other words. We want to make sure you dive into interests that you may have, that you may not have gotten in a degree, pursuing a degree in. Our classes are smaller. They're anywhere between 10 to 25 students. I've even seen as small as like 7 students in a classroom, and they bring each other breakfast every morning, which is great. The courses is only 1 seminar per semester. It's not like, for example, in high school, if you're an honors student, your entire schedule may be honors, honors English, honors math, honors language arts, maybe even honors PE is a possibility, right? So it's only 1 seminar per semester, and the rest of your courses will be your major courses. And then our courses do focus on, class discussions, individual projects, presentations, critical issues or anything happening in the community, as well as everyone's favorite, group projects. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss those kinds of courses that you'll be pursuing in the honors college. And I do want to mention that this curriculum that honors does have to offer you is mind-expanding curriculum, okay? So freshmen, which all of you should be freshmen, the first class is going to be your lower division curriculum in honors. Now, if you don't have an AA, this is where you would potentially be starting. It's on a case-by-case basis. You have dual enrollment credits, and yes, FIU as well as honors does accept, your Cambridge exams, ACE, AP, anything like that. Okay, so for your year 1 freshman courses, you're going to be taking IDH 1001 and 1002. It is a year long. The benefits of this is you get to know your professor better, get to know your fellow classmates better, and own those opportunities and relationships. This course does satisfy Arts and Humanities Group 2 as well as your Golden Rule writing requirement. So with that said, honors college courses are not extra in cost, nor are they extra towards your degree, because they can satisfy your core curriculum requirements, okay? This courses for IDH 1001 and 1002 is Ideas of Origins and Origins of Ideas. So basically epistemology courses. How do we know what we know, and why do we know what we know? The other option is IDH 1931. This is a 1 credit course. It's similar to the UCC FYE, which is basically if you were a traditional FIU student and you're not in honors, you'd be taking SLS. Honors has their own version, which you get the honors benefits and things like that, and surviving, FIU. What's great about IDH 1931 is it is team taught at the Modesto MIDEQ campus. Once again, it satisfies FIU core curriculum requirements and gives you an introduction to public speaking, presentation skills, research, and what FIU and honors has to offer you and how to navigate college life. If you, by any chance, are an engineering student, your sophomore year, you would dive into IDH 2003 and IDH 2004. It's a year long. It satisfies Social Sciences Group 2 or potentially your GL Foundations or elective GL Foundations. And once again, it goes towards your degree requirements is what I'm getting at. I'm sure many of you have AP or dual enrollment or any of those cases, or if you do have an AA, once again, if you have an AA, you would not be doing these lower division courses. If for any reason you have taken AP courses or any kind of dual enrollment that satisfies both Arts and Humanities Group 2 and the Golden Rule writing requirement, you wouldn't be taking that class, okay? So don't worry about it. Or if you're already taking SLS as dual enrollment, you wouldn't be taking IDH 1931. So with that said, I know this slide's very content heavy. Does anybody have any questions, Enrique?
Yes, so we have one that we were going to answer live. Let me get to it. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of questions. Where is it? We'll come back to it at the end. I'm answering a couple right now.
Okay, great. So I'll go ahead and continue on then. So moving on to the next slide, right? So if you're not an engineering major or you are a student If you are an engineering major, this would be your junior year. If you are a student with your AA, this would be your first year at FIU, these potential courses you would take. And then if you are a traditional freshman, a first year student, this would be your sophomore year, okay? So these are your upper division coursework within honors. Now you have three options. You have an honors seminar, also known as IDH 3034 and 3035. It could be taken for a year long, which I'll go into on the next slide. And these courses satisfy your global learning discipline specific requirement or your upper division electives outside of your major. So once again, honors is not extra. It goes towards your core curriculum requirements, which is great because you'd be taking these classes regardless, except now you're taking with an honors component. We also have study abroad as an option. Obviously, we're pending what's potential for the next year because we sign up a year in advance, and I'll go over that on an additional slide because each of these courses do have their own slide. We'll go into more detail. And then we have an option for research, also known as ARCH, known as IDH 4905, which satisfies upper division electives outside of your major, just like the study abroad does, okay? Any questions on that, Enrique?
No, not right now.
Perfect. All right, so we're talking about the honors seminar. So this is our more traditional component that students take within the honors college. Now, I mentioned that honors is not just about your major. We have interests, right? So for example, I was a psychology major when I went to FIU, and believe it or not, the honors college did get me into public administration and financing and things like that. So that's why I'm pursuing my master's in it, and it was thanks to the honors college. So honors seminar are the upper division courses, and you can take any course that you want. It does not have to be in your major. So on the right-hand side here is a screenshot from our website that has the courses divided in your by major or interest, I would say. So I kind of just want to go to the website real quick to show you guys. So this is our website, honors.fiu.edu. You can see it here at the top. You're going to go to current students, drop it down, go to course selections. You're going to click on that. And then you're going to be brought to this page. So if you scroll a little bit down, you're going to see IDH 3034 and 3034 courses. And like I said, this is the drop down. So each of these is divided based off of, like I said, your major interests. So let's say you are a IT technology major, but you have an interest in pre-law. You can take pre-law courses. Let's say you're in biology and you want to be a doctor. You can take health and human behavior courses, but maybe you want to take classes in business. Maybe you want to do entrepreneur classes. You can definitely do that. You are not restricted to your major in honors. So just click on view all courses on the grid. You can do that, or click in individual topics. And this drops down everything that we offer. It has the course name, who teaches it, the time, whether it's a year long or it's an optional year long. So there is an option to take the class a year long, so you take it in the fall and the spring, which is great for recommendation letters, because if you want to go to grad school, and I hope everybody does, right? These are the type of professors that will know you for such a long time and will know your strengths and how to write about you, hopefully, right? So these are the kind of courses. We have a new course that seems pretty cool. I wish I had it when I was a student. It's called Every Day We Hustlin', and it's basically looking at here it is. Every Day We Hustlin', looking at people or entrepreneurs in South Florida, also known as the biggest hustlers. So when you click on that class, it gives you a course description. Sometimes there's even a video of the class. For example, this class right here, History of Medicine via Art, you can click on it, learn more once again, and it drops down everything, okay? Just to give you an idea, these honors courses, they are designed to go ahead and allow you to think outside the box. For example, when I was in honors, I took the class called Myth and Ritual in Film. I watched movies all semester long. Yeah, I'm a big movie buff. And essentially in that class, you're watching films like Indiana Jones, you're gonna watch Batman, and you're gonna go ahead and correspond to how these movies grab from religious texts, whether it be, you know, the Bible, or it grabs from any Hindu religion or anything like that, and how they use those aspects in film. So for example, I wonder if any of you guys have seen E.T. Extraterrestrial. So apparently E.T. is a symbolism for Jesus. The mother's name is Mary, like the Virgin Mary. When E.T. is drinking the beer and Elliot gets drunk, it's because they're connected by the Holy Spirit. And by the way, if you take that class, I gave you about 80% of the answers to one of the tests, so you're welcome. Okay. And then there's even a class called Feast, World Food. So if you're a big foodie like I am, they have a class that talks about food from around the world. They have a class called Miami. So if you're not from Miami, and even if you are, it's basically a study abroad in Miami. So you think you know Miami, but you don't. But what's great about these courses, and I understand the fact that there is a potential that online or remote learning may continue, we are adapting to this. So for example, Miami is offering virtual tours of sites in Miami that they would have actually gone and seen in person. And then also too, that we're still doing these interdisciplinary groups via online through Zoom format. So yeah, that's still possible if the future looks like it's still being remote or anything like that. And then, like I said, you have the option for fall and spring. And then after it's been your first year in honors, you can do summer A or summer B potentially. But there are fully online classes, and then there's also the in-person classes as well. So everyone's favorite, study abroad, of course. So the Honors College does have exclusive study abroad opportunities. So we have the countries London, UK, Japan, China, Italy, France, Costa Rica, Spain, and Cambodia, Vietnam. Now, the way the study abroad works within honors, it's very different. It's not your typical study abroad. So in the spring semester, you'll learn about the country, the history, the origins, and then in the summer for about a month, you're in that country exploring what you have learned in your textbooks in the spring, okay? For example, I did Cambodia, Vietnam, and I had the most amazing experience. So for example, we actually learned about the Vietnamese War, the Khmer Rouge, which is a genocide that happened in Cambodia, and we read about the different camps and the killing fields and things like that. And we went to go visit these sites. Okay, aside from that, it's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and see, you know, the world and the other side, how the other side lives, not to mention the chances of us having potentially a month long off of, you know, work is probably not possible. So these are great opportunities to definitely go into. Not to mention, I told you guys earlier that I did graduate with a 4.0 GPA. And although it's great, grad school is looking for students who are very involved. So, you know, doing a study abroad, doing clubs, doing research, being in the honors college, those are the kinds of things that they're looking for and seeing how involved you are. Each study abroad, I will mention, does have a component to it. So for example, London, UK, Japan, Italy, France, Spain all have a history, arts, and culture component to it. China has more of a business component to it. Costa Rica has more of a nature, earth, and environment component to it. And then Cambodia, Vietnam has a teaching component to it. So you teach English 2 hours a day in Cambodia, Vietnam. And the students do add you on Facebook, and they will message you at 4 o'clock in the morning because there's a time difference, and I think they forget that. But it will make you long-lasting relationships. And through the Cambodia, Vietnam, I did go ahead and fall in love with nonprofit organizations and things like that. And that's how I ended up getting my master's in it because of the Honors College. So those are the kinds of trips that we offer. We have more information on our website as well under the Study Abroad tab. I will let you know it does cost additional fees, not for the class itself, but for the trip. For example, when I went on Cambodia, Vietnam, I believe it was about $1,700 for the trip itself. And when I got to Cambodia and Vietnam, because it's so cheap, I brought $1,000 with me, thinking I was gonna spend all that money. I actually came back with about $800, and I had a luxurious trip. I went shopping every day, you know, we had to get elephant pants, and I actually had massages like every week because, you know, spa treatments are nice too while you're there. So as you can see, it's a very independent trip, and you do have that, basically, like I call it, an educational vacation kind of experience, and it's great. So more information is found on the website. The only one that's Costa Rica might be different is normally that trip is in the fall mini term, and you have the class in the fall. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for next year, it will be in the spring with a trip in the summer. So that one's still pending. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Still working down them. I haven't seen any study abroad ones just yet.
So another option that we have for upper division is ARCH, which is known as Advanced Research, Creativity, and Honors. Now, ARCH is an opportunity for students to go ahead and dive into research, which is something that grad school is highly sought after, especially for my aspiring doctors in the chat right now. This is something that a lot of medical schools are looking for if you plan on being a psychiatrist or a psychologist. But really, it's great for any major, even business. And research is everywhere, as our research coordinator, Alan Varela, would say. So the ARCH program is great because it allows you to go ahead and explore the research field, whether you want to do like a baby research project, as I like to call it, or your own research project. The other thing that's great is for anybody who's an engineering major, I don't know if you know this, but you will have to go ahead and do research your senior year. What's great is the ARCH program can let you kill two birds with one stone or double dip. So you can use that same engineering research project and get credit and honors, and we allow you to do it for 0 credit, which is amazing. The other thing I want to mention is, we do have on our website, and I'll show you here on honors.fiu.edu under the research tab. If you go ahead and click find a mentor, you can see the different research opportunities that you can go ahead and work with. And the list goes on, and you can even filter it out. So essentially, the bigger ARCH project is you'll be working with an FIU faculty member doing a research project that they might be doing. So maybe relaxant hormone signaling hormonal effects in reproduction. And it doesn't matter, even if you're a business major or pre-med, you can do any of these course or research opportunities. And what's great about it too is, like I said, you can work with an FIU faculty member, but if you have your own research project that you want to do and you want to work with a distant, maybe someone who's a research professor at LSU, if that's something you want to do, you're more than welcome to. We have a student right now that may be conducting research in Iceland. And these opportunities can be done via remote research. We have been doing, some students have been partaking in that as well. Okay, so just to kind of bring it all together, because I know it can be kind of confusing. So once you're finished with your freshman year, or if you have an AA, you can do potentially vice versa, any combination of courses. So if you want to do 2 years, your sophomore and your junior year of IDH 3034, and you want to take myth and ritual and film for a year long, and you want to do thriving in the legal profession the following year, you can do that. Or if you want to do Miami 1 year and a study abroad the next year, or if you want to do a study abroad and a research, or if you want to do 2 study abroads, that is an option. You can mix and match your combination. The whole point of honors is so that you can go ahead and pick and choose what works best for you, okay? We want to make sure that you help develop what you need for who you are as a person. We want to make sure you're thriving in your major, but also helping you discover your passions. Okay, because as mentioned, life is not just about your major, okay? So with that said, I'm gonna give it over to Enrique so he can go ahead and present a few slides for you guys.
Okay, hello everybody. I know I've seen a couple questions about housing, so hopefully I'll get to them here, and if not, we'll answer them at the end. So housing, very, very exciting stuff. So first thing that you should know is that Parkview is our biggest and I think our best housing option on campus. There's a lot of things around Parkview that should interest you. So first of all, we're right next to the nature preserve. So if you like stepping outside and being close to nature, it's perfect for you. We also have a lot of volunteer opportunities with the nature preserve that are really amazing. Around it as well, we're the closest residence hall to the actual to the gym. So no more excuses if you've been putting off going to the gym. We're the closest ones to it. And then also we're the closest residence hall to the actual football stadium. So it's amazing during football games. There's so much activity happening all around Parkview. It's amazing. But the fun thing is that if it's a football game day and there's like a bunch of activity happening, but you can't make it out, the entire building is also soundproof. So it won't bother you if you have to stay in and study for a test or anything like that. So it'll be good to go. Okay. One more thing, the room layout. So if you look at the slideshow, right underneath the big picture of Parkview, you can see a little room layout. You will have your own room, which is really exciting. This is our biggest room layout, suite layout out of any residence hall. So you'll have your own room, your own key. It's a full twin size bed. You have a living room area as well, which is awesome. So you can sit down and eat with your roommates, eat with your friends, hang out and watch some TV. You have a kitchen as well. Okay, so if you want to cook, you have that option. If you are a freshman student and you want to live in another residence hall option that is for non-honor students, you won't have a kitchen. So that's something to look into as well. You also get free Cinemax, HBO Go, Philo, and basic cable. So you'll be all set when it comes to entertainment. The building is also hurricane proof, which I think is really exciting. So if we do have a hurricane come to South Florida, you're in the safest location on campus. So you won't even have to move rooms. You can just stay right there in your room. The entire building is hurricane proof. Okay. And then also just the community aspect of Parkview, I think is really, really exciting. So we have a bunch of different housing events that happen there all the time. The resident assistants throw different housing events. We have open mics there. We even had during Halloween, we all sat on the grass and watched Beetlejuice and ate candy. So we have a bunch of different events that happen there that are accessible to you guys. There's study rooms all over each floor where you can sit down and study with your friends, hang out, have potlucks. And on the fourth floor, we even have one of our Edge labs. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but it's basically a huge maker space where you can use 3D printers. We have Cricuts there, whatever you can imagine. And there's one on the fourth floor of Parkview just for Parkview students. We can go to the next slide. Okay, so honor special events. There's so much to say when it comes to honor special events. Oh, let me turn on my camera. Hello, everybody. So there's so much to say when it comes to honor special events. So first of all, we have a dinner with future leaders. Oh, before I get to that, let me say, so one of the best things about honors that Shelby kind of touched upon is the fact that we help you connect with other students and just be a more well-rounded human in general. And that's basically the entire concept about our special events, is to help you connect with different topics that you might not be able to connect to because of your major. So it's really amazing, and connect with other people. So first of all, we have dinner with future leaders. So that's one of our events where we bring in alumni that have been doing really amazing things in their field, and they sit down and eat with our students. So for example, last fall we had one of our alumni, Brian Abramson, that came by, and he's like an expert on on vaccine law and immunization law. So he sat down, talked to our students about all that. It was amazing. Okay, then we have special lectures. So when it comes to lectures, we have honors hours that happen every week, and they cover a vast array of topics. So we've had lectures on things like Game of Thrones and how that relates to real life and international relations. On Valentine's Day, we had a healthy relationship seminar to show you what a healthy relationship is and get some tips from experts. How to change a tire, we have an adulting 101 course where we basically show you things that you don't get typically taught in the classroom. So things like how to change your tire, how to budget correctly. We even visited criminal court. We've visited congresswomen. It's amazing. We've made our own aromatherapy. We've even discovered your open mics, whatever you can imagine. It's been amazing. Athletic events, especially in the fall when it's football season, we have our own homecoming tailgate. We have things called honors nights where we all get together and watch the football game together. The picture down there on the bottom left is a picture of one of our honors nights. You wear your honor shirt. We take a picture on the football field all together. It's a lot of fun. And then virtual events. So we've been having a lot of virtual events right now with everything that's happening, and it's been a lot of fun connecting with our students virtually. So if you look up here, this More Than a Major little logo up here, we started a podcast. So if you guys want to hear a little bit about current students, current FIU honor students, and how they're feeling and what they're doing, you can check out that podcast on Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts. So it's everywhere that you can check out podcasts. And we've had people like Brian Abramson come on, alumni. We've also had current students, current honor students like our Stitch Club, our Push Club, and even students that have been 3D printing masks during this COVID crisis. So if you want to hear a little bit about how that's going, you can check that out there. But we've also had virtual events like a virtual pet party where everybody brought their dog or their cat, or we even had a turtle come in, and we just kind of talked and de-stressed that way. We've had like a virtual cooking competition. So it's been a lot of fun. So we can go to the next slide. Okay, HEARTS. When it comes to HEARTS, there's so much to talk about as well. So HEARTS stands for Honors Education in the Arts. Okay, so if you are in a major that might not be very art heavy, one of the things that we like to do, like we said, is expose you to different things that you might not be able to get exposed to. So HEARTS is the perfect way to do that. So if you're in a STEM major but you want to kind of like dabble in the arts, this is the perfect way to do it. We have the Arts Photography Club, we have the Arts Writing Club, we have the Arts Connecting Cultures Club, whatever you can imagine. We also have the Heartbeats, which are our a cappella group. Okay, so some of the things that Hearts does, we get free Art Basel tickets. So if you like Art Basel and you want to go check that out in part of Miami, if you don't know what Art Basel is, it's basically a big Miami-wide event that celebrates art and culture. So we get free tickets to different art galleries for our students. South Beach Food and Wine invites as well. Arch Center tickets for our students, we get those all the time. last semester we got some tickets to go see Piano Slam with our students at the Art Center for free. Okay, so and early movie premieres. So if you guys like movies, we're always having movie events. We have something called Hearts at the Movies that we do pretty much every Friday, where we sit down, watch a movie together, and discuss the movie afterwards. But then we also have early movie premieres that happen as well. So that's a lot of fun. So this is kind of how you can become a more well-rounded student. So a lot of the times, if you're a STEM major, if you're looking for internships, people are always asking, how can you become more well-rounded human? And these are one of the ways that you can do that. So make sure to take advantage of these opportunities. And last thing I want to say, one of my favorite things, on the top of the Blue Garage, if you guys look this up afterwards, go on Google, look up FIU Blue Garage roof. There's a poem there written on top of the Blue Garage done by our FIU Heart students and a different Miami organization called Oh Miami. So we've done that. We're really invested in the arts. And right now we've also been doing virtual art tours. So with everything happening virtually, we've been doing virtual tours of the Perez Art Museum and of the Jewish Museum of Miami. So a lot of virtual events happening as well with Hearts opportunities. Let me go to the next slide. Awesome. Organizations and clubs. This is also very, very important. So one of the things that I oversee are organizations and clubs. So we have a bunch of different clubs that you can join, things like PATH, our pre-law association, Stitch, Students Taking Initiative through Collaboration and Honors is mainly for our pre-med clubs. We also have things like Minds, our interdisciplinary club, our Green Campus Initiative. So some of the things that they're doing, that they've done that you can be a part of that are really, really amazing. We've done visits to criminal court with Judge Diaz and alumni with PATH. Stitch has done Peru mission trips. So if you want to, like I said, diversify your experience and do different things, they do these mission trips every year. Minds has something called Less Stress Fest that they do every year. That is basically a big festival where they basically have different stress relieving stations. So it's really, really amazing. And then our Green Campus Initiative is even trying to eliminate plastic bags from all of campus. And then Push does a field day, which is really, really fun, where they're also kind of like one of our pre-med organizations that help our students just kind of be healthy in general and give them tips to be healthy. And they have a field day where they bring different organizations to compete against each other, and then they can donate. You have to donate a money to participate, and that money gets donated to a charity of their choice. So make sure to get involved. It's one of the most important parts of being an FIU student in general, but especially being an FIU honor student. Like I said earlier, if you're thinking about going to grad school, if you're just thinking about becoming a better person and becoming a better leader, really being a part of one of these clubs is really important to diversify your experience and just grow as a human. And if you see a club here that you are interested in, but maybe you want to do something a little bit different and you don't see it here, you can start your own club. So you just have to talk to us, come up with an idea, and then we'll work with you to create that new club. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. You're on mute, Shelby.
Yeah, my son knows that. Thanks, Enrique. So thank you so much for all that information. One thing I do want to mention also too, for many of you that are freshmen, you may not have any work experience. Clubs and organizations can substitute for leadership and work experience. So definitely join into that. And also, I know many of you may have been super involved in high school and were in many clubs and did dual enrollment and did, a lot of volunteer hours. I just want to let you know that it continues in college to being involved. And the reason, one of them being, is that if you want to go to grad school, it's great to have not just a good resume, but a lot of great experience, which leads me to this slide, career services. So 90% of companies list experience as the most important element in hiring a recent graduate. What does that mean? That means most job applications or media things that you're looking at are going to say that they want a 4-year degree and like 2 or 3 years of experience. How are you supposed to get that experience? Through internships, through clubs. So the Honors College does have their exclusive internship opportunities. We help you with building your resume. Even when you may have zero experience, we're gonna help you find where you get experience from, such as the classroom and things like that. We can help you write a cover letter, improve on your interview skills, whether that be doing an interview in person if we are back on campus, or helping you do an interview through Zoom or through webcam, because a lot of employers are now implementing remote work and they're doing hiring processes through Zoom. We can help you with that as well, and understanding how to dress for an interview. If it is a Zoom interview, you may just have a blazer, a nice shirt at top, and maybe some basketball shorts at the bottom, but we can help you get dressed, right? So That's one thing that honors does have to offer, that we do have our exclusive career benefits, and we do have a great partnership with FIU in DC, so that we do have a FIU office in DC, and they're always looking for honor students to do those internships. And it doesn't matter what your major is, even if you're venturing off into public policy or trying to be a lawyer or doing IT or psychology, there's a lot of opportunities in DC, and they're even doing virtual internships right now during everything that's going on, which is phenomenal. So maybe DC may not have been an idea for you or an option for you, but now it can be, especially since it's virtual. And we do offer scholarships and things like that for that as well. So that's pretty much for career services. And we also have other student privileges within the Honors College that are exclusive perks that you may have. So the biggest one that everyone loves is priority registration. What is priority registration? It means you can pick classes first, okay? So when you pick classes first, you will be amongst the first to register for your courses. I know many of you might be, pre or health majors or things like that, and you want like the perfect schedule, and you just want to go classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, kind of like maybe I did. Prior registration could probably help you do that. We also have personalized advising. So not only will you get an advisor in your major, you also will have an advisor in the Honors College. And your Honors College advisor, I would like to say, is like your Yoda to your Jedi journey. They're there to help you figure out what do you need to be doing to fulfill your goals and your dreams and your passions. Should you be going to grad school? The answer is always yes, but how are you going to get there, right? Should I be doing research? When should I be doing research? When should I be taking my MCAT? When should I be taking my LSAT? When should I be taking my GRE? Things like that you can ask your advisor, and they can help map out a plan for you so you can go meet those goals. We also have our own competitive scholarships found on our website, which I can show you real quickly where those scholarships can be found. Once again, on our website, honors.fiu.edu, you're going to go to prospective students and then Honors College scholarships right here. This would be right here for current and newly admitted students, and you click on there and it gives you the instructions on how to find them and what the scholarships that we offer, okay? Another thing I want to mention is that we also have a virtual housing tour. I'm going to backpedal a little bit. If you go to prospective students, Honors Residential Life, you will see a video tour of Parkview, the largest and nicest residential house on campus for honor students. So you can go ahead and see that video down here as well during this time. And you can do that after the presentation. You're more than welcome to. I highly suggest looking at it. It's amazing. So aside from scholarships, we also have early assurance program into the College of Medicine and College of Law. So we do have an early assurance program as mentioned for those. We also have some organization and clubs that Enrique mentioned that are for those prospective majors, which is pretty great. And they do LSAT prep in those clubs sometimes, NCAP prep. What's great about the PATH Association or PATH Club and Organization, it is seeing the club advisor is a practicing lawyer, and they'll go ahead and help you connect to other law professionals. They'll even do an event where they speak to different law schools in one day. We also have Stitch that I mentioned earlier, which is great. Their club advisor is Dr. Barbara Roller, who is the, I believe, academic dean is her title at the College of Medicine. And she even writes sometimes recommendation letters for students in that club to go to medical school, and it's a godsend. We also have pre-therapy clubs, psychology clubs, and things like that for those of you who are interested in pursuing graduate degrees in those, or just to pursue your undergraduate degree and you want more extracurriculars in that field. We also have extended library privileges. So if you need to check out a book, you're going to have it checked out even longer. We also have the Student Technology and Study Centers. So this is also known as the Edge Lab. Enrique did touch upon it, how Parkview has their own Edge Lab. We do have one that is open to all honor students. And this one has, like Enrique mentioned, 3D printers, which we are using our 3D printers at the moment to print 3D face shields for nurses fighting COVID-19 at the moment. But maybe you want to learn how to use a 3D printer for something else. We do provide workshops, and we hope that next year, if we do need to go ahead and continue remote, we will do a remote workshops for students on how to learn different things, potentially maybe even sewing, because the Edge Lab does have a sewing machine. It has a podcast system to get podcasts going, like we're doing. They have a green screen if you want to make movies. The list goes on and on and on. We do have access to, like I said, exclusive internships. Some internships that we are getting are remote and things like that that we're offering, and exclusive research opportunities. I will let you know that a lot of this is being done, any of these perks and benefits, we are moving to remote or online formats. So for example, if you want to meet with your honors advisor, you can go ahead and do so. We're doing via Zoom, so you can see your honors advisor. If you want to be in a club and organization, you can still do that because the clubs and organizations are doing meetings via Zoom and initiatives via online or remote ways. So there is that opportunity still and able to be involved on campus or with honors. So that's still going on. So graduation benefits and special recognition. So once you graduated through the Honors College, you will get an honor certificate, which you can see here at the bottom, the yellow tassel along with your major tassel, and then a medallion. So we like to call this your Honors College bling, okay? You get to wear it at graduation. Within the university commencement ceremony, that's your major one. That is where you get to sit front row. President Mark Rosenberg, which is the president of FIU, will give you a shout out and tell honors to stand. And then we also have a private graduation assembly with honors, which is a little bit more intimate. We, give you a brief description of what you're doing. And then we go ahead and we have, some hors d'oeuvres and things like that, little munchies for you to go ahead and eat from. And then we also have, if you want to invite your mom, your dad, abuela, mom, anybody, your brother, sister, you can do that. And we have a nice photography area that you can go ahead and take pictures. It's great. I love my honors graduation. And that's something you can also take a part of. We also have graduate through the Honors College notated on your transcript. So if you do need to send your transcripts to any organization or you're applying for a job, they will see that you did graduate through honors because it is notated there on that transcript. Okay, so great. Shelby, that all sounds wonderful. How do I apply? What do I need? Okay, so I'm actually gonna go to our website so you guys can see it there. So when you go to honors.fiu.edu, right? I'll go start from the home page. You're gonna go under prospective student, and then you're gonna go to new students, not new students, applying, okay? So prospective students and then applying. You're gonna click on that, and it's gonna have all that information on the slide, okay? I'm hoping most of you have already applied and have already gotten your decision, and I hope you guys all got in if you did apply. There is different options for you to apply. So if you're an incoming freshman, you have a 3.5 weighted GPA. Weighted is the higher GPA, okay? You need to have a minimum of an 1140 SAT and a 23 ACT, okay? If you meet these requirements, you will see the application on your Panther portal, which I'll show you later on how to do that. It also has instructions here how to apply. You're going to submit a 500-word essay. That's like basically half a page. The essays can be found here under required documentation on this hyperlink, okay? And then you're gonna do a 300-word personal statement, which is why you want to join the Honors College. And then you're also gonna submit your resume. Keep in mind a resume, I understand maybe some of you don't have jobs or maybe you do have a job. You can put your job on your resume if you have any or you're currently working. And then if you're on your resume, you can include academic information. So for example, if you've been a part of a club, if you did community service hours, if you were a part of any honors or AP courses, that's something you can put on your resume, okay? The other option for freshmen is automatic admission. Okay, this is for freshmen only, and this is for students who have a 4.0 weighted GPA, weighted is the higher one, and have a 1270 SAT or 27 ACT. If you meet these requirements, you still have to fill out an application, but it's gonna be shorter, okay? The application, there's gonna be no essays or resume required. It's gonna let you bypass it. If for whatever reason you have automatic admission criteria and it's not letting you, please feel free to email me and I can check to see what's going on, but those cases are very rare. So you still have to fill out the application for this. It's, like I said, very short. It's just your name, your address, pretty much like simple questions like, do you plan on living at Parkview? If you don't, you can put no, because keep in mind, living on campus or in honors, you do not have to participate in housing. It's an option, okay? And even if you do want to participate in housing, let's say you don't want to participate in honors housing at Parkview, you can go live somewhere else. That's perfectly fine too, okay? Hypothetically speaking, let's say you applied and you didn't get in. No worries. You can always apply as a current FIU student after your GPA post and you meet the minimum criteria of a 3.3 FIU GPA. You'll be doing the same essays, resume, and personal statement as regular freshmen or traditional freshman admits. And the application opens October 1st, okay? So the application opened this past October 1st, and our final deadline is May 1st, which is next Friday, I believe. So next Friday is the final deadline, okay? Priority registration, what does that mean? That means if you are someone who is like on the lower tier of what we're looking for, like you have a 3.5 weighted and 1140 SAT, we try to say to recommend you to apply earlier, but if you pass the deadline and you haven't applied yet, still apply. Because the Honors College does what's called a holistic review, meaning we look at everything. It's not just GPA, it's not just test scores. We look at your essays and your resume, and that's why we ask them of you, because we want to see the type of student that you are. You know, I got like a 1080 on my SAT, not very great, you know, so when we, understand, and I did go become a transfer student, granted, but we see that some students may not test very well, and we want you to express that in your essays and things like that, in your personal statement. We want to get to know you, okay? So that's the option. Once again, this is found under prospective students and applying, and then you're gonna go ahead and click on that, and this is gonna pop up. We do work a year in advance as far as being admitted, and we only have fall admission. So even if you are a summer admit for FIU and you're starting in the summer, your honors course will not start until the fall, meaning you'll be taking your major courses in the summer, and then your honors course will start in the fall term. Okay, and if you don't want to, if you haven't applied or you were not accepted for this fall 2020 admission, October 1st of 2020 will open the application, and you'll be applying for fall of 2021 admission. So that's it, and then this has all the information there on how to apply. Okay, so is there any questions on that? I know that's like a lot.
Yeah, we have a good amount of questions that I wanted to go over with you, and then some that still need to be answered. So, are you done with your presentation, right? Yeah.
No, I'm not done.
Okay, then you can continue, and then we'll go with those towards the end.
Okay, just want anybody any questions about the application process in the meantime, Enrique?
Yeah, some students were asking when would they hear back about their admission into the honors program.
That's a great question. So when you apply to the Honors College, the last page on the application, right when you applied, it said that the application will disappear from the Panther portal as indication that it was submitted successfully, and you will receive a decision in 4 to 6 business weeks, okay? If you were an automatic admitted student, it would have said, congratulations, due to your academic achievements, you have been automatically admitted. You'll receive your official acceptance letter in 4 to 6 business weeks, okay? It takes some time because, like I said, we all have to read those essays and things like that, and it's done manually. Any other questions, Enrique, about the application?
Yeah, I have another one that says if they know that they were accepted into the honors college, how come it doesn't show in their MyFIU portal?
Another great question. So it's never going to physically show that you're in honors on your portal. What's going to happen is that our office at Honors College, we input a special code on your profile that you're never going to see. And this code is what gives you granted access to all of the honors perks, such as priority registration, enrollment to your honors courses, housing at Parkview and things like that, and be able to enroll into the honors orientation that's happening June 4th. That also satisfies your freshman orientation requirement, and it is online, by the way. So you'll never physically see that code or see like on your Panther portal. We see it on our end. So if an advisor looks at your Panther portal, they will see it. Okay. Anything else?
I have one more that you might be able to answer right now. It says, would these courses that I need for Honors College be on my major map? How would it work for making sure I satisfy the courses I need?
So from my understanding, I believe they should be on your major map, if I'm not mistaken. As mentioned earlier, that the honors courses will satisfy your core curriculum requirements. If for whatever reason, you guys can go to the website once again, go to prospective student, then new student. Once you click on that button, you're gonna scroll all the way down. You'll find information about orientation and things like that. There is 2 options for videos, freshman students and freshman students within AA. It tells you how the courses work, what they satisfy, what's the projected path and things like that. The other thing I want to mention, if you are a freshman student, okay, you will not be able to pick your major or honors courses until you have completed your freshman honors orientation, which is June 4th, okay? Once you guys have information, once you're accepted, we send an email about it the following week after we receive your admission survey. So, what was I gonna say? So committing to FIU is one process, okay? Committing to honors is a separate process. It doesn't cost you anything. It's simply by clicking on the survey in your admission letter, you say, yes, I'm coming to honors, and then we code you on our back end. It usually takes a couple of days, and then we send you information about the orientation, how to sign up, and then the date, and things like that, okay? Is there any other questions, or is that good for now?
Well, we had a couple questions about the orientation real quick since we're on that topic.
Sure.
So some students are saying, well, they had the question about exactly which orientation to go to, so to make sure that it is June 4th. But I had one student say that they only see the June 22nd backup honors orientation.
That may mean that they may have accepted their admission, or they have not accepted their admission. If they email HC Admissions, I can check for them. If they did it recently, we are coding newly admitted students who've submitted their surveys on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, okay? So let's say you submitted your survey on Friday. I would wait till Monday to see if you can sign up for it. If for whatever reason you just got admitted into honors, you need to change your orientation to the June 4th honors orientation, okay? It is mandatory, and like I said, it is online.
Yeah, that's good for right now.
Okay, perfect. So this is how to apply. I'm a visual learner, so I figured this would be great for students. So you're gonna log into your MyFIU, you're gonna click on the admissions tab, and then on the left-hand side, it's gonna say apply to honors. You're gonna go ahead and click that tab, and then you should go ahead and be able to apply. Like I said, if you already applied, that tab will not be there. If you don't see that tab and you meet the criteria, please email me. The other option is you may not meet the criteria right now as a freshman. Let's say you have a 3.4 weighted and a 1190 SAT. You don't have the GPA requirement. You need both those things to access the application. So once you have the criteria to access it, like let's say you're a freshman and you get a 3.5 GPA at FIU, then you can apply as a current FIU student October 1st when the application opens. Any questions on that?
Not at the moment.
Okay, great. Well, this looks kind of funny. I don't know why it looks like that. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so we will go ahead and answer your questions. I just want to give you some information. So this has our website right here, honors.fiu.edu. We have two Instagrams, FIU Honors and FIU Honors Join. The FIU Honors one is more for current students, but you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and follow it and kind of see what we're posting and what we're doing. FIU Honors Join is the one that I run, okay? That's me. I'll be your point of contact for that one. Feel free to follow me. If you want me to follow you back, more than welcome to. If you deny my follow back, I won't take it personally. And then you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and DM me with any questions. I will be honest with you, my phone is not working. Like the top half of the screen doesn't work. It's like frozen. So I will be trying to answer it on my computer. The other option is we do have an email address, hcadmissions@fiu.edu. That is an email address that connects directly to me. I can answer your questions there. I will admit Instagram is probably the faster bet. Just make sure you put your Panther ID, so whatever it is, I can look it up and answer it appropriately. And I want to leave you with this. I graduated from the Honors College and I had a wonderful experience. I wasn't the type of person to be very involved on campus. Honors kind of made me be that way. I did work full-time and go to school full-time, so I understand the struggles if anybody's in that situation. But Honors lets you or creates an environment for you to be involved. And Honors has a lot to offer any student. But the thing about Honors is that it's like a stream of opportunity. There's a lot of stuff to grab in there, and you can grab everything that it has to offer, or you can grab one or two things. It's up to you, okay? So you make the best of that journey, whether you're going into Honors or not, and you make the best of this, journey into college and being people and doing what you have to do and discovering your passions, discovering who you are. It's perfectly normal if you don't know what you want to do. They say your frontal lobe doesn't develop till you're 24. So if you're struggling and trying to figure out, we can help you with that at FIU as well as at Honors especially. So with that said, I almost forgot our phone number, 305-348-4100. It is working. People are answering it. It's our student assistants. So you feel free to call that on Monday through Friday from 8:30 to about 5 p.m., I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are the hours. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We will be answering your questions. Enrique will be letting me know any questions you guys may have, and then that way I can help them. But aside from that, Enrique, any questions so far?
Yeah, so we have a lot of questions right now, but I'll get started with some of the ones that I wanted to answer live with you. So first one that we have up here is, how does it work if we are part of the Honors College and the Cubic program?
So
Does that
honors,
affect that? Is their question?
so you can be a part of Cubic and be a part of honors. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of students who are in Cubic are also in honors. Okay, so it's not a big deal. You can do both.
Okay. So this student asks, can we pay for housing for spring semester instead of early fall for FIU?
Early fall, spring semester, so early fall. I would contact the housing office. If you simply Google FIU housing office, it should pop up with their number and you can contact them directly, because basically they're the experts in housing. So even though Parkview isn't honors housing, it's still ran by the housing office. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I have, do taking these honors courses replace some required courses for our majors?
Yeah, so as previously mentioned, let me see if I can go back to the slide here. Give me a moment. So if you scroll up on this slide, if you want to take a picture real quick, this is what on this here, what the honors course satisfies. This one satisfies that, this one satisfies that, here this satisfies that. I'll wait 10 seconds for you to take a picture if you need to. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. And then the upper division, this can potentially satisfy any of these, this one, these, and this one, that. I'll let you take a picture. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, next question.
Okay. Do our IB courses count?
So no, I mean, technically yes, excuse me. So depending on your IB courses, when you do the honors orientation, we'll see what benchmarks you satisfied and if you're exempted from taking any of these courses, okay? But it's a case-by-case basis. I can't tell you which one.
Okay. Next question we have is, will our dual enrollment AP classes automatically transfer over to our credit history from our transcripts, or do they have to manually submit them to the honors program?
So you have to send them to FIU. Any AP, Cambridge, dual enrollment that's outside of FIU needs to be sent to FIU. Whatever you send to FIU, honors will see. I would highly recommend, highly recommend when you participate in the honors orientation or any orientation if you're not joining honors, you bring your AP information on what exams you have gotten or dual enrollment. So that way, when you ask an advisor questions, you have that ready right there in front of you.
Awesome. I don't know if you have any information on this, but the 3+3 law track program, a student was asking if you have any information on that.
So great question. On our website, if you go to current students and then you go to early assurance programs, this tab here, it has questions on LECOM, which is Lake Erie College of Medicine, which is another early assurance program that we have, an engineering early assurance program that we have. I forgot to mention them, I'm so sorry. College of Law, 3+3, and the College of Medicine. So you guys can look that on your own.
Awesome. This is a question kind of for Jocelyn. A student was asking, when will the videos be available for viewing, and how would they know, or where can they see the videos that are being recorded?
They'll be posted later on. Once probably sometime later on. Maybe Elena will probably have them ready for you guys.
Okay, awesome. Do you know where they'd be able to see them by any chance?
That I'm not sure. I'm just gonna send them to you guys, and then you guys can post them wherever you like.
Oh, okay. We can put. Okay, so yeah, we will send you guys the information about where you can see this video. Next question I have: the classes we take in honors that do not correlate with our major, would they still work towards providing credits for that major? In other words, would they satisfy requirements for our major, or are they just extra courses available?
So this kind of correlates to the last question. So the honors courses satisfy core curriculum requirements, meaning every major has global learning or it can satisfy upper division electives. All of you guys will have Arts and Humanities Group 2 as a benchmark. And so that can satisfy that, and then the UCC FYE courses can be satisfied as well as one of the options. So that's kind of how it goes. Under the website, honors.fiu.edu, when you click on prospective student and then you go to new student, at the bottom where I scroll down, it has the videos on what can satisfy that. And it tells you what they go towards.
Awesome. So these two questions are asking about statistics. First one is, would you happen to know the percentage of FIU honor students who get scholarships for grad school? Or if we know the acceptance statistics for job offerings from FIU honors alumni?
I don't know the exact statistics.
Yeah, we don't have the specific statistics for that.
I want to say, I know we ran it before. I want to say it's like 80-something%. I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong. But we have the statistics somewhere. I know we've done it recently. We do it every year. I just don't personally know at the top of my head the exact numbers. I will tell you that we do have a graduate school scholarship, the George and Darlene Perez scholarship. Once you click on current students, honors college, and then you click on this tab here, it has that scholarship information. It's somewhere on here. I think it's this one. Yeah. So this has the information there, and it's $10,000 a year for graduate school, which is pretty sweet. This is new. We started actually right when I started working for honors, so that's there. I don't know if that answers that question. Sorry, I don't have the exact numbers at the top of my head.
No, that's okay. Yeah, next question is, when is the earliest we can study abroad?
So it depends and it varies. There's a lot going on right now. A lot of study abroad is up in the air because of the fact of COVID. So safety is definitely the #1 priority for our students. I will tell you, this past study abroad didn't go. We ended up refunding the students because of the fact that we were worried about their safety and concerns and things like that. So it's pending. It depends the case-by-case basis. We do recommend students, if they are interested in study abroad, like for example, if you have your AA, you can technically go study abroad right away. But it's not until the summer. So we want you to take a class in the fall, like IDH 3034, and then, but still be in the process and approval for study abroad, if that makes sense. But it's a case-by-case basis, especially what's going on right now.
Perfect. Does double majoring raise tuition cost?
That's kind of like an undergraduate admissions question.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to answer that. It all depends, I think. Every double majoring depends what you're double majoring in, but I can't answer that exactly, and I don't want to give you incorrect information. So I would suggest talking to the undergraduate admissions office, or maybe even financials and your major advisor, and they can better help you with that.
Yeah. And those are the questions that I've gone to so far. So we're going to be continuing to answer these. Let's see. How much time do we have?
We can keep going. I mean, I think, I'm not sure, or Jocelyn, unless you're the one hosting it, we can answer the questions offline, correct?
Yes, you can. We can go maybe like another 15 minutes because then I need to start the other webinar.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we'll just go down the list from here then. So how do we get funding for research? I would recommend contacting Alan Varela through our FIU Honors website. So if you go to FIU Honors and go to our staff, you'll see Alan Varela. He's in charge of all of our ARCH programs and research programs. So he'll be able to help you with any questions on funding or finding a mentor or defining what you want to research. Does it matter if you selected FIU South or North in your application? Can you register at any campus? Yes, it does not matter if you selected FIU North or South. Whichever campus you go to is 100% up to you. Where it will matter is once you start taking your major related courses when you become an upperclassman. So there's specific majors on specific campuses. So for example, if you want to do marine biology, when you start getting into your higher division courses, you're going to have to start going to the North Campus and the Biscayne Bay campus. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we will be typing these answers back to you, correct, Shelby?
Yeah, so any questions live, Enrique, because we can't get to all of them obviously, but
Yeah.
Enrique, like any questions that you can get to, you can type back while I answer some of them live if you want.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. How do the upper division combinations work again?
So let me go back. That would be probably, I'd say take a picture of this slide if you want. The other option is you once again go to our honors.fiu.edu website. You click on prospective students, then new students, and it has the video and it explains like the different combinations you can do as well. Okay, so that's prospective students. Prospective students, and then new students. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and the video talks about that as well, whichever one corresponds to you.
Awesome. Okay, this is a really good question. Is honors harder?
That's a good question. I would have to say no. For me, especially, I mean, obviously that's like perspective or that's subjective question. But I didn't think so. I thought my honors classes were actually, is funner a word? I don't know if it is. They were funner, and I think they're more mind expanding. They have a lot of experiential learning aspects to them and critical thinking, and I like that kind of stuff. And like I said, I watch movies all semester long, so there's that. So it depends. I've seen people fail all their major classes and pass their honors classes. It depends what topic, because I believe we have a class called like neuropsychology, neurobiology, or something like that. That's probably a class I'm not going to be good at. I probably wouldn't take that class. But you guys can pick, classes based off interest and major and things like that, which is pretty great. And that can be found under current students and course selection, once again, for upper division.
Awesome. And this question kind of goes along with that question. If I commute to FIU, will I still be receiving the same honors experience compared to living on campus?
I think you can. Obviously, as someone like myself, who I mentioned worked full time and went to school full time, I was definitely still involved on campus between going to the events. Did I go to as many events as someone who maybe have lived on campus? Probably not. Which is the advantage of living on campus. You have things at your fingertips versus, if you're not living on campus, you have to drive to campus to actually be there and things like that. But you can definitely still be involved even if you're not on campus, which is great. And especially honors offers those opportunities for you to be involved. And FIU does too, because they have their own, if you're not honors student, they have that information as well. But just, I feel like honors has more and things like that, and more opportunities and more different events. I'm not sure. Is there any other questions?
Hello? Oh, so sorry. I muted myself by accident. I wanted to chime in on that question. Yeah, so I was also a commuter student. So I feel like that's a question that some students have asked coming in. And I had an amazing FIU experience coming from my house to campus. So I think it's about, what you make of it. So just make sure that, like we said earlier in the presentation, get as involved as possible, join clubs, do things that you want to do on campus. Don't just go to class and go home. So you can 100% have the same experience if you live on campus. Obviously, we are going to have some events that you can go to at FIU Parkview if you don't live in Parkview, but there's also Parkview specific events just for students who live in Parkview. So that is one difference, but you'll still be able to have that big college FIU experience if you're a commuter student. So I would not worry about that. Another question that we had, Shelby, if I were accepted to the Honors College, which orientation do I sign up for? And June 4th, I'm sorry. That's not the question I wanted to read. Do honor students get preference when applying to jobs on campus, or are there jobs on campus available only for honor students?
Yes, so there are certain employers that FIU Honors has like a relationship with. Watsco is just to name one. FIU and DC, we have a great partnership with them. And like I said, a lot of employers are looking for honor students too. So that's the other thing. And like I said, we have those great relationships, and we have some employers who are just looking for honor students with these exclusive internship opportunities that we offer. Which is pretty great. And then what's awesome too is through the career advisor, they can be your liaison and call the employer that you want to work with. And even if there's an employer that we don't offer at honors or at FIU and you want to work with them, let us know and we'll see if we can make that connection and see if we can get you an internship there and try our best. We've had a student get an internship with Xbox, Google, iHeartRadio, things like that. And the list goes on and on and on. So we can definitely hopefully help you land that internship.
Yes, I promise I'm not plugging the podcast, but if you check out the podcast, we have multiple interviews with students who have, done internships and succeeded with them. So there's one that's titled Xbox. It's got the word Xbox in the title, so look for that one. It's with one of our recent alumni who was super active in honors, and then he landed his dream job at Xbox. So in that episode, we kind of talk about the interview process and how to stand out in an interview and how to land that dream job and that dream internship. So check out those episodes. They're a lot of fun. Another question that I had for you, Shelby, that kind of goes along with this question. Is it possible to apply for virtual internships for this summer?
Yeah, so as mentioned, depends what kind of student you are. So depends when you start honors, because remember, honors only starts in the fall. But even if you don't start your honors until the fall, the Career and Talent Development Office at FIU, they have their own career services for the entire student body of FIU. They are marketing virtual events as well as honors is. So you're more than welcome to go through virtual internships there as well. And they have like bi-weekly workshops, if I'm not mistaken. But that's something that once you're a full FIU honors or a full honor student or full FIU student, you can have access to all those resources that FIU has to offer as well as honors.
Awesome. This one's about the early assurance program. Can we still be part of the early assurance for medical school if we already have an AA?
If you're a freshman, has been students that are freshmen with an AA that are still partaking in the early assurance program. Once you are an honors student, you've been admitted and you've done our honors orientation, you can meet with our early assurance advisor, and they can talk more information on how to prepare you for that as well.
Let's see. How do exploratory majors work?
So that'd be a question for undergraduate admissions, really.
Yeah, undergraduate.
But you can be an exploratory major and be an honors student. So that's definitely an option. We actually do have intro honors courses that are specifically for exploratory majors to help you see if that's the field that you want to go ahead and do that. Because, as an exploratory major, you're exploring that major if this is something you want to do. And honors can help you identify if that's the major that you do want to pursue, if it's a career you want to partake in.
Perfect.
So yeah, I mean, that's it. I just got a message. They're giving us the hook,
Perfect.
We're gonna have to conclude the session. I will let you know, I think we can still answer questions offline. I'm not too sure.
Yes, we will be answering your questions offline, but then also if you do have any questions that you may have, I know we weren't able to get to everything live during the session, email us. So I know Shelby's already said her email a million times. You can also email me at eroselle if you have any questions about organizations or events or opportunities or Parkview. Okay, but just make sure to email us if you didn't get your question answered. Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I hope you had a wonderful presentation with us. Go FIU and go honors. Right.
We'll see you guys.